Hi, this is Erin from Morehouse Farm with today's knitting tip, which is how to work two colors at the same time. You'll hear it referred to as color work or as fair isle knitting. And it's a really simple concept once you get the hang of the yarn flow within your hands. The idea is just that you're going to alternate colors every other stitch. And you can see here, using a variegated yarn makes the color effect even more brilliant. Now, the one thing that I think creates the greatest challenge to color work or fair isle knitting is the gauge or the tension. The tendency is to want to pull the yarn tight behind the stitches as you're working every other color, but you really need it to be nice and loose and stretchy. I think we worry that these yarns behind are going to get snagged on something, but really that's a very low risk. What we tend to do instead is we pull the yarn so tight behind that it puckers the fabric, makes it inflexible, it won't stretch, and that doesn't make for a very good hat. So if you're a tight knitter, this is particularly something to watch out for. And if you're an on-gauge knitter, definitely watch out for it too. It's just the tendency as we're learning a new technique. We tend not to be as relaxed as we are when we know something. So remember, this beautiful hat will be yours with practice. Don't get hung up if it doesn't go perfectly. Just keep working and you'll be very pleased with the results. And the Fireflies hat is a perfect one to knit as a first color work project because you're only working two colors and you're only doing it every third row, so you don't have to worry so much about multiple complications. So let's get started. I think the first challenge is always, where do we attach the yarn? All I need to do is take a loop at the very end, and I'm going to knit my first stitch with it, just like joining another yarn. All right, wrap it around, pull it through. There's my first stitch. So now I have a decision to make. Do I want to knit with two colors in my right hand, two colors in my left hand, or one color in each hand? And I'd encourage you to try them all just to see which one works best for you. If you're going to have them both on the right side, you may think, oh, that's what I need to do as an American style knitter. But don't think that you need to be true to a particular method. Try them out, see what works best for you, and which gives you the best gauge. Because if you do pull the yarn too tight, the hat is not going to fit, or at least not comfortably. So the idea is, now that I've got two colors in one hand, I'm going to knit one. Since I just did a blue one, I'm going to knit a gray one. This is our oatmeal. And I'm going to wrap it behind the stitch from the peacock yarn and knit just as I normally would. Next is going to be the blue of the peacock, pulling it behind. And again, see how I'm not pulling it tight? I'm letting it ride. That is what's going to give me the tension that I want of a nice stretchy hat. So again, all I'm doing is switching yarns, and I'm tending to pick them up one at a time. You may feel like you want to hold them both wrapped around your right pointer finger, and then you don't have to worry about them getting tangled. That would look like this. One on each side, knit gray or oatmeal, knit blue. And again, it's just practice of getting used to which one goes on which side in order to make that flow go comfortably. You might find it easier to have one in one hand and one in the other. That would look a little bit more like this. So I'm knitting one as a throw, one as a pick, one as a throw, one as a pick. One as a throw, one as a pick. Make sense? And see how it's all still nice and stretchy. Every other stitch is a different color, but at the same time, we're working behind nice and even. And it's going to be a nice stretchy fabric, great for a hat. So the third method, and again, you can make up any one that works for you, is where you're going to pick on both. So both colors are held in your left hand. And that looks like this. Grab oatmeal, grab peacock. Grab oatmeal, grab peacock. And it really depends on your comfort level, how much time you put into practicing these, as far as which one you like best. As you can probably tell, this is the one that I favor. It's going the smoothest, even though I'm on stage here. and working out really well, just because I've put the most time into practicing this one. Again, you're going to find the one that you like best. Make sure you put the time into it to become a master at it. And really, again, it all takes just practice. You can see back here, the oatmeal is flowing nicely, just as the peacock is, so that it's going to be nice and stretchy. And then when I'm ready to drop this and just go to oatmeal, all I need to do is let the peacock flow behind and continue knitting. When I come back around and it's time for the oatmeal, I'm going to want to make sure that I wrap when it's come back around for the peacock, just make sure you wrap the oatmeal yarn around so that you're bringing it up behind the work so you don't have a piece hanging out. And I'll show you that in my finished hat. It's going to have the yarns wrapped here. See, just tucked behind the other color. Here's a really good example of it. And again, pulling it all the way up through so that it doesn't hang out. But again, remember, even there, you want everything to be nice and stretchy. You're not going to be wasting yarn. In fact, you're going to love the finished result. And here it is, one Fireflies hat. Can't wait to see your progress. Definitely post it on social media and tag Morehouse Farm so we can see how it's going. Happy knitting from Morehouse Farm.